In today's video, we will discuss electric potential. Electric potentials are created by charges. It is often denoted with the letter V, and the expression is given by the following equation. K is the usual constant that appears in Coulomb's law, times the strength of the charge that's producing that potential at a particular point, which is a distance r from that charge. As you can see, this is a scalar quantity. And the unit to quantify potential is volts, or within abbreviation capital V. What this equation says, if you have a charge Q, if you want to determine the potential it creates a distance r from it, say at point P, the value of that potential at point P, a distance r away from that charge, is given by this expression. Of course, in this case, we are modeling this charge as a point charge. If we are dealing with a positive charge, the potential it creates at a particular distance would have a positive sign. Likewise, if we are dealing with a negative charge, the potential it creates at a particular distance would have a negative sign. Potential is often closely related to another quantity that we call the electric potential energy, which we usually denote with the letter U. What that means is, assume that you have a point charge in a region where there is electric field. So assume the point charge is a positive point charge. Since the electric field is moving to the right, it is a vector quantity, so it has directions. And if we have, say, 2 points, this is point x equals to A, and this is the point x equals to B. From our previous discussion, we know that since this is a positive charge, it would tend to move in the same direction as the direction of the electric field, because it experiences a force in that direction. Another way to look at this is by concentrating at these 2 points. And we say there are 2 potentials. Potential at x equals to A can be denoted as V subscript A. Likewise, potential at x equals to B can be written as V subscript B. Since the electric field is heading rightward, we know that the point A is at a higher potential than point B. So VA is greater than VB. A positive charge always moves from a point with a higher potential to a point with a lower potential. We can denote the difference in potential as delta V, and whenever a charge Q moves through a region where potential difference exists, we say it would have its electric potential energy U, and the expression for U is given by the strength of that charge times the difference in that potential between the 2 points that the charge is moving across. So this is how potential energy and electric potential are related. And of course, as we know, since U is potential energy, it is quantified in the units of joules. Since the charge itself is moving, because we know there is force involved, it must also have certain speed. Speed indicates kinetic energy. So that means one could equate this electric potential energy to kinetic energy by using principle of conservation of energy. Or more accurately, since there is a force, the charge is accelerating. Let's assume the speed of that charge at that point is vi. This is a little v, and the speed at point x equals to b is vf to denote the final speed. Then the expression for the potential energy will more accurately becomes half times the mass of the charge times Vf squared minus Vi squared. So the change in kinetic energy of this charge equals to the electric potential energy the charge has as it moves through a region with potential difference. Another result that is equally important is a result that connects this electric field to the change in electric potential between 2 points. And that expression is given by the following. The electric field, the magnitude of it, equals the change in that electric potential over that distance that change occurs. So in this case, let's say delta x. So as you can see, electric field has two units. One, it can be quantified in the units of Newton per Coulomb, as we have seen before. Another unit is of volts per meter from this equation. Let's look at the following problem. A metal charge carrying a net charge of positive 5 microcoulomb is held at rest by insulating supports, so that is this charge. A second charge, positive 2 microcoulomb, that is this one, and mass of 2 grams is projected towards Q1. When the two spheres are 0.8 meter apart, Q2 is moving towards Q1 with a speed of 25 meter per second. Treat the two charges as point charges, neglect their weights. Part A, find the speed of that charge Q2 when the charges are 0.4 meter apart. So that is the speed of the charge when it is at that distance, 0.4 meter. Let's call the initial position I, the final position F. So this is a problem on conservation of mechanical energy. So the sum of mechanical energies, the electric potential energy at point I plus the kinetic energy at point I equals the electric potential energy at point F plus the kinetic energy at point F. So point I, we know what the electric potential energy is. We can calculate using the expression that we have discussed before, namely the potential at the initial point created by Q1 times Q2. The kinetic energy is half times the mass of Q2 times the speed there, 25 meter per second squared. And then the electric potential energy at the final point, 0.4 meter apart, can be written as Vf times the strength of the charge Q2 plus the kinetic energy of Q2 at that point is half times its mass times the speed that we want to find squared. So what is Vi and Vf? Now Vi, according to the expression, is K times Q1. Q1 because it is that charge that's producing the potential at the point I over the distance 0.8. Likewise, Vf equals to K Q1 over 0.4. So let's put everything in. Vi is K, Q1 is 5 microcoulomb, so that is 5 times 10 to the power minus 6 over 0.8 meter. Q2 is 2 microcoulomb, so that is 2 times 10 to the power minus 6. Now let's do the second term. The kinetic energy term at the initial point, half, the mass is 2 grams, so that is 2 times 10 to the power minus 3 kg. The speed there is 25 meter per second. Don't forget to square that. Equals that term, Vf. Vf is K. Q1 is again 5 times 10 to the power minus 6. The distance now is 0.4 times Q2. Q2, as we know, is 2 microcoulomb. 2 times 10 to the power minus 6 plus the kinetic energy, half. The mass is 2 times 10 to the power minus 3 V squared. So when you see this line, this plus that equals this plus that, there's only one unknown, which is V, and that is what we want to look for. Keeping in mind that the K has a value of 9 times 10 to the power 9 in SI unit, we can solve for V. And when we solve for V, we get the following result, which is 22.64 meter per second. So at that final point, 0.4 meter away from Q1, Q2 would be moving with a speed approximately 23 meter per second. So for part A, the answer is 22.64 meter per second. Let's look at part B. How close does Q2 get to Q1? So the minimum distance. So let's assume that happens over there. So that is the closest distance, and it occurs at, let's say, a distance of d. What makes that the closest distance? At that point, the speed would become identically 0. So it cannot approach q1 any closer. So what that means, since that is the final point in this case, the kinetic energy K sub F would go to 0. So let's repeat the calculation that we did before, but now setting K sub F to 0. Ui is the potential energy of that charge Q2 at point I. So potential there is KQ1 over 0.8 times the charge Q2. The kinetic energy there is half times m25 squared equals the final point. The potential energy there is again KQ1 over the distance there is d. So d times Q2, there is no kinetic energy at point F because it comes to rest. So K is a constant. It's 9 times 10 to the power 9. Q1 times Q2 is 5 microcoulomb times 2 microcoulomb. So that's going to be 10 times 10 to the power minus 12, because 1 microcoulomb is 10 to the power minus 6 coulomb. Divide by 0.8 plus half, mass is 2 grams, so 2 times 10 to the power minus 3, 25 squared. And that equals to, again, K is 9 times 10 to the power 9. The product of the two charges is again times 10 times 10 to the power minus 12 over the distance, which is d. In solving for d, you get the following answer. D equals to 0.122 meter. So that is the point where Q2 stops. That is the closest distance of approach between the two charges. Problem 2. A uniform electric field has magnitude E and is directed in the positive x direction. Point A is at x equals to 0.6, B is at x equals to 1. And the potential difference between these 2 points is 450 volts. So you have this electric field, say in that direction, that is your electric field, and you have a couple of points, A and B. So A is 0.6, this is 1.0. The potential difference between these 2 points is 450 volts. So part A, which point is at a higher potential, A or B? Note that the electric field is going to the right, so VA has got to be greater than VB. So VA minus VB is 450 volts. So A is at a higher potential. Find the magnitude of the electric field. We know the magnitude of the electric field is related to the potential difference in a following way. It equals to the potential difference over that distance, delta x. So the potential difference is 450 volts. The distance is 1 minus 0.6. So that's going to give you an answer of 1125 volt per meter or Newton per coulomb. Part C. A negative charge 0.3 microcoulomb, it's minus 0.3 microcoulomb, is moved from B to A, like that. Calculate the work done on the point charge by the electric field. Now we know that the work done equals the dot product of force and displacement. The force is to the left, the displacement is also to the left from B to A. So it would have a positive sign for the work. The force is the charge times the electric field, and the displacement is delta x. The magnitude of the charge is 0.3 microcoulomb. The electric field is 1125, and the distance is 0.4, which will give you an answer of 1.35 times 10 to the power minus 4 joules for the work done. That solves the problem. Thank you for watching.